Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Before and Afterthought with yours truly, as always, Queen Crazy K. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, support my channel, follow me on that Instagram for all the updates and all that good stuff. And this is going to be amazing and an awesome one today. This is going to be a Raw versus SmackDown podcast within this half an hour video. I'm going to cover everything there is to need to know what happened within this week. So, with that being said, gonna jump right into it and get talking about Monday Night Raw first. And before actually that, I'm gonna do a Saturday wrestling one first. So it was a Saturday live that was in updates and stuff like that. It was our SmackDown Women's Champion Liv Morgan, who deserves all the love and all the respect as our SmackDown Women's Champion against Shayna Baszler in a triple threat, and also against Natalia. Way to go, Liv. Then we had tag team championship belt in a triple threat tag team where Raquel and Aaliyah remain the tag team champions against Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey, Shanti, and Xia Li. In a triple threat, the almighty Bobby Lashley, United States champion, while he is the almighty, over Damian Priest and over Theory, Mr. All Day Money in the Bank. And then on Monday Night Raw, we had the Monster Raw man Braun Strowman going through everybody like a bull or a machine or a couple of bowling pins getting knocked around by the bowling ball themselves. Monster Raw man Braun Strowman wiped out everybody on Monday Night Monstrous is what I would call it. He knocked out Angel, his cousin, the Academy. That the Academy deserved it, so maybe Angel did too. But I mean, Angela Dawkins, you think that was good? Knocking people over like a bull over the announcement table. How about Braun Strowman knocking someone through the announcement table? He looked him up and threw him through the announcement table. So, yeah, I don't think he should do that to Street Fighters. They didn't deserve that. It's their Monday Night Raw show. Former Raw Tag Team Champions. They always want to smoke, always want to drink and party and have a good time and enjoy themselves. I don't think that part was funny, but the rest of it was. So the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match was delayed for to become the next new Tag Team Champions. I showed in my last podcast top 10 of Braun Strowman being all of the monstrous moments with Braun Strowman that you can see on my other podcasts. And then this time there's the same thing on Raw. And then, well, Fatal 4-Way Tag Team, nobody gets opportunity. I mean, I guess Braun Strowman and the 12-year-old can become Tag Team Champions all over again. 10-year-old, actually, he was. All by himself. He's done it before, right? Mr. Money in the Bank, Tag Team. He's won WWE Championship in the Continental and all that other good stuff. I mean, Braun Strowman works out with cars for a living. Who else does that? Nobody. Nobody works out with cars for your workout? I don't think so. But the Monster Raw man Braun Strowman does. And that's exactly what he did on Monday Night Raw when he knocked everybody's skulls around off their shoulders. And with that being said, he's just been dominant, of course. Kevin Owens, another guy's been fight Owens fight. The KO show has been on a roll. Now it's going from knocking the Zika to destroying Theory, busting his head open for attacking Johnny Gargano after he did his first ever singles action on Monday Night Raw and won it. Theory attacked him from behind. Kevin Owens returned the favor, busted Theory's face on because he feels like he's a little bit mature and needs to know his place around here. Which he does. I mean, he's got a lot of talent in his sets, but the attitude just doesn't match to be a proper champion. That's what the other guys let him know. You want to have the gratitude with the attitude. Or the attitude with the gratitude, however you want to put it. So, yeah, in that case, that's how that situation rolls. So, and then we have, the rest of Monday Night Raw was that tag team championship belts for the women's division on the line, And it was Aaliyah's fault, not Raquel's fault, that they lost the tag team championship belts against Io Shirai and Dakota Kai. Aaliyah lost the match, so it was her fault, not Raquel. Raquel would have busted right through them, just like when she shoved Dakota Kai in the locker or threw her through the stage just because she can. As former NXT champion, first ever NXT Tag Team Champion, Dakota Kai. Io Shirai, Genius of the Sky, the leader, Grand Slam SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley. But the raid did not come to have some drinks and take a toast and have fun and have a good time and live large, because it was Alexa Bliss having the back along with Axa destroying Io Shirai and Dakota Kai to protect our EST, the quickest, the roughest, the strongest, the fastest, our Raw Women's Champion, the leader, the face of the company, Bianca Belair, to take her down. It took 3 women to take her out, and those 3 women wasn't getting away with it because she's got friends and tag team partners too that has got her back and dominate and destroy them, and that's what they get, and that's what they deserve when you mess with the EST of WWE. You can't spell best without EST. That's why she's our Raw Women's Champion and not Bayley. Now, just had to put that out there just a little bit clearance, so you understand where I'm coming from. You understand what I'm telling you, what I'm saying here, because it makes perfect sense. And it's true, like Kurt Angle would say, it's damn true. Celebrate his video, my last one for Hall of Fame Legendary for the Triple Threat Raw versus SmackDown on my podcast. It's out on YouTube right now. I shouted about and showed a video of him, as well as celebrating, who returned to Pittsburgh, his hometown, as well as I did Trish Stratus, and Braun Strowman and Kevin Owens, since they've been on a roll and they're still on a roll on Raw. And now you have, I think that pretty much would cover the results of this past Monday night, like my opinions, my thoughts of the results of this past Monday Night Raw wrestling. As far as that goes, that would put me to right now to say my Raw predictions by Queen Krazy K. Right now, these are my Raw predictions for this next coming Raw. Yeah, I think that they should put Bobby Lashley and Dexter against Ciampa and The Miz in a tag team match officially, since he's stalking him in that steel cage, allowing Bobby Lashley to remain the United States champion. Apparently wants something that The Miz has, or just wants to scare The Miz or attack him, or I don't know what it is. But it should be Bobby Lashley and Ciampa, or Bobby Lashley and Dexter teaming up against Ciampa and The Miz in a tag team match this coming Monday Night Raw. And then I think that Bayley needs to put her money where her mouth is and challenge Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship belt at Extreme Rules, even though she's going to lose horribly, just like she lost the other 2 matches for the SmackDown Women's Championship belt against Bianca Belair. Just say, I like Bayley, sure, but, I like Bianca Belair better. Just stating the facts here. Just stating the facts. And then you have also, I think Theory should finally have a singles action with Johnny Guerrero, since he attacked him. Johnny Guerrero can kind of get his payback on his own and face Theory in a singles action match. And then, but that means that I think that it's a tag team on SmackDown that won, so it wouldn't really make sense for it. The Usos want to be on there because they're still Raw tag team champions. They can be, but they got SmackDown challengers right now, so the SmackDown titles are on the line right now, so that wouldn't make sense to. They could be on Raw in a match, but it wouldn't make sense to mention for who won for a tag team opportunity challenge against them. That I will tell you here in a minute. I'm not happy with that one either. I was really hoping for 2 other teams, and none of them won. One of the 2 that I wanted, so. And then I think that I pretty much covered for Monday Night Raw. I'm trying to rethink, yeah. As far as I know right now. And maybe, well, the Judgment Day attacking Edge and injuring his knee, but the question is an updation of how Edge's knee is and what's Rey Mysterio gonna do next now that he's a one-man band against the Judgment Day right now. Who's gonna help Rey Mysterio out? I think Rey Mysterio should be joined by the Street Profits to take out Dominic, Damian Priest, and Finn Balor in a six-man tag team match. That would be pretty cool. And then if she gets involved, I mean, our Raw Women's Champion, the EST, Bianca Belair, can take care of Rhea Ripley, just like when she beat her for the Raw Women's Championship in the singles action on Raw. So, it could happen like that again. Except for the match would be, her just having the back of, because she's always getting involved and coming in this match and then thinks just because she can do whatever she wants. Like, no, if you want a match, you should just set it as it is. Apparently, she wants them. So, in a tag team match, she wants to be a part of that group. She wants to be part of that action, that fight, that match. Go ahead and do the damn thing. Doesn't matter what happens. She involved herself in the situation. So I think that should definitely happen. I think that should happen. So that is my predictions for Raw based off of the results of this last Raw for the prediction of this coming Raw. And then, as you know, Johnny Guerrero, like I was just talking about, him and Kevin Owens made it to Johnny Guerrero on the Kevin Owens show on the Bump, who Johnny Guerrero was also on Out of Character, being a former NXT champion. And I will show you a video of his most dominant moments as he was on Saved Out the Belt as well, since coming to Monday Night Raw and been, obviously a big deal and stuff. So I will show you that. I can show you right now before we talk about Friday Night SmackDown Wrestling. I'll show you. Well, I'm not going to show it as much as I'm just going to react to the video. So this is more of a reaction to the video than actually showing it. And we got the tribal chief, head of the table, longest rated undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns, who was on the Logan Paul show, who I hear Roman Reigns and Logan Paul will face each other for the Universal Championship belt at Crown Jewel after Roman is done with who I think Braun Strowman is going to challenge at Extreme Rules after him bull rushing through everyone on SmackDown. I mean, Braun Strowman got through the Academy, who tried to attack him but didn't work out so well for them, and took out the Maximum Models and Maximum himself. I think that Braun Strowman is going to challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship belt at Extreme Rules, and then he would get his hands on Logan Paul for sure. That we know this match is going to happen at Crown Jewel. And then the Usos, they're going to remain SmackDown Tag Team Champions, but it's going to get ugly in the meantime. They're going to do that at Extreme Rules, but right now it's going to get ugly in the meantime between them and Butch and Olive, and or Sheamus. It depends on which two they choose from their team. But the thing is, the Usos have Solo to help have their back, just like Sheamus has Butch and Olive to have their back. So it's pretty much even for the Tag Team Championship belt. After the Bloodline kicks Sami Zayn out of the group, is what's going to happen after him come up short against Ricochet and him and Jay getting into it, which wouldn't surprise me. Jay never trusted him anyhow, and nothing more than him to get his ass knocked out again, just like he did by Logan Paul on SmackDown, which was pretty funny. He's going to do that again as he came up short against the Ninja Warrior Ricochet as well on top of it. So him getting kicked out of the Bloodline would only spread the opening for the Bloodline to focus on what they got going on in their business, and the championship belt's being on the line and not some guy getting in the way just because he wanted to get his camera time. And I think that I'm surprised that Raquel had some help from Shanti that joined her first against Io Shirai and Dakota Kai. So that makes me wonder if Raquel and Shanti should get a tag team championship opportunity against Io Shirai and Dakota Kai next week on SmackDown. And with that being said, that is my results of SmackDown. So that would put my predictions for SmackDown. Now that that's all said and done and talked about, I'm going to show this video that I'm talking about. I'm just going to more watch it myself and just like observe it. And Ronda Rousey, she versus Natalya, ripped her arm off her body in singles action with just wearing a leather jacket. And these are the best of Johnny Guerrero. moment since Johnny Guerrero won his singles action on Monday Night Raw. Johnny Guerrero making it him and the KO show on the bump. Johnny Guerrero saved out the belt, former NXT champion, and dominated here on Raw so far. With Champ was also, from the NXT with Theory on Monday Night Raw now, or it's got a storyline going on and stuff that was on out of character. So now this is a Johnny Guerrero best moment playlist that I'm just gonna more observe and talk as the video plays and actually show it. And the Heat Row seems like they before they was in the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match, which is why that happened on SmackDown. Give the Usos a little bit of advice that they still can be coming for their SmackDown Tag Team Champions that they say they are today and the Usos are yesterday. So this is maybe right here. The best of Johnny Takeover WWE playlist on YouTube in New Orleans, NXT, Johnny Guerrero and Ciampa. When I talk about Johnny Guerrero, got business with Theory on Monday Night Raw as their former tag team partners and family. Ciampa, former NXT champion, has got business joining The Miz on Monday Night Raw right now. As Raquel and Aaliyah are on SmackDown as former NXT Women's Champions. Shanti, the team I was talking about for Io Shirai and Dakota Kai on SmackDown, who's a part of Monday Night Raw though, led by Bayley, who her and Bianca Belair on SmackDown are on the Raw now for the Raw Women's Championship at Extreme Rules, which will bring you to Braun Strowman and Monster Raw just cracking skulls on both Raw and SmackDown. But I think that since they have Omos on Raw, you have a giant dominator like Omos on Raw. The giant dominator on SmackDown is Braun Strowman. I mean, it's like you can't have both. You already got a dominator, destructive monster like Omos on Raw. So our dominator, destructive monster can be Braun Strowman on SmackDown. Just like you have Johnny and Theory. You got Johnny versus Theory, Ciampa joining The Miz, and Kevin Owens, who's been doing open challenges, all from the NXT with Dakota Kai and Io Shirai tag team champions with Bayley, all from NXT on Monday Night Raw. Then you have Heat Row. Okay, there's 3 altogether. Heat Row team for the Maximum Models. Aaliyah is out of the picture now. It's like Raquel and Shanti on a women's tag team for I don't know, like Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, and Natalya, for example. So it's like, who do you have 2 more? Monster Man Braun Strowman on SmackDown is the monster, while the other monster Omos is on Raw. The Maximum show on SmackDown, while the Miz TV show on Raw. Some NXT members like Theory and Johnny on SmackDown, on Raw with Io Shirai and Dakota Kai, with Raquel and Aaliyah and Shanti on SmackDown, along with like Natalya, who wrestled on NXT, and 3rd generation Hall of Famer legendaries, her family that's already in there, a part of that. So it's like they can mix it up a little bit, and then you have Ricochet, who's on SmackDown, former NXT champion, United States champion, Intercontinental champion. So it's like they're mixing up Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. And it's like, well, I like my Night Raw over NXT, and I like Friday Night SmackDown to go at the pay-per-views, almost like a triple threat or a fatal 4-way. And then some A&W superstars from both Raw and SmackDown. So this is Johnny Guerrero, in Brooklyn now. I don't know why that skipped. This was Adam Cole and Johnny, where I see Adam Cole and Johnny They did a wrestling match, and then they did a no disqualification false count anywhere match. But at the end of the day, Adam Cole won over Johnny in almost like a Hell in a Cell match. And how I saw about him and Ciampa in theory. Well, Ciampa's helping the Miz out with, I think it should be Dexter and Bobby. Theory and Johnny can focus on each other. And then you have Dash and Scott, who I've seen on A&W as former Raw Tag Team Champions for of a dominating team, World Heavyweight Tag Team Champions on NXT. Andrade, who I've seen Zelina Vega, who assists him as his manager on Tale for Three with Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And since that Extreme Rules is coming up, my personal favorite weapon is the candlestick over the chair and the table over the ladder for my favorite Extreme Rules weapons. And then I like the trash can because I like the candlestick because it does more damage than a chair. Because with the candlestick, it could break bones and a person over just breaking bones with a chair. A table could damage a person because of the wood and stuff more than just like a piece of metal or whatever from a ladder. And it looks awesome using it too. And then you have like the ring. I think the ring post bouncing someone off there is really, really awesome to just easily do that than looking at the announcement table, removing all the materials to do that. Fighting in the crowd anytime over arena, but fighting through a stage versus over up the stairs in a crowd at any day is better, or through the WWE sign instead of on the railing like I seen for an OMG moment or a scary moment or a dominating moment like that. And then I wonder in the stream rules because the trash can is more humiliating than a pair of stairs. So those are my favorite compares and contrasts. Those are who I'm sticking with as far as the weapons go in Extreme Rules match. And then you can bring hockey glove. I like over a hockey club or a crutch that you see a fire extinguisher because that stuff is cold and it hurts. And then the championship belt itself, I mean, hey, that's just classic right there. Hit you with my championship belt, why I become the champion. Okay. So those are my favorite compare and contrast weapons and why over it. You can comment below what your favorite weapon is and why if you want to. And you can feel free because it is free and would be supportive. Subscribe to my channel instead of just watching. Follow me on Instagram to get updates and have more as well. Love you and appreciate you for doing that. Now this is a ladder match. Johnny and Ciampa trying to become the NXT Tag Team Champions. Like Aleister Black, the Nightmare, bursting in right now, who I see on A&W, but I believe he was released by A&W right now, as I know. He got Razor, almost like bodybuilder Razor in the tag team match. Almost like Braun Strowman I was talking about and Omos on Raw and SmackDown. This is that Hell in a Cell octagon match I was talking about. Weapons everywhere, no escape. Just pure domination, you and your opponent. And anything they can get their hands on or that they want to get their hands on. Anything that they want to do to you, like that shoulder being bounced off the ring, almost tore his damn shoulder off for the Ninja Warrior Ricochet, who's on SmackDown that I was just talking about. With the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against Butch and Olive at Extreme Rules, but they do have Solo by their side if Sheamus gets involved, and I think they're gonna kick Sami Zayn out of the match. I mean, out of the whole group in the ring because I never wanted them in the first place As far as like Jay not wanting him a part of the group because he doesn't trust him, especially after happened last SmackDown. You can see why they don't get along a while. They go neck to neck with that. Also, we've seen Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins and out of character. Uh, up, down, down, 2K 2022 video game. Seeing Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins on there as well with Xavier Woods. If you're interested in watching it, people like me who love anime and video games, that's a little bit of advice for the. I would love to see Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins with Xavier Woods on Up, Down, Down video game, and Sasha Banks on the 2K 2022 wrestling game. Raw, results and predictions, SmackDown results and predictions. Also, this updation, Johnny Guerrero on the bump, taking it to be his own show. He's talking about the KO show on Raw, the Miz show on Raw, and the Master Romano SmackDown. What about the Johnny Guerrero show on the bump? Now, how about that? And the favorite matches and Extreme Rules coming up, and right after that will be Crown Jewel. That people like me are going to watch it for free on YouTube unless you want to pay for it and watch it on Peacock. And of course, I'm going to do my result video of that like I've done my other one, result of Extreme Rules, like I've done my other pay per views and my podcast over it when it's all said and done to give you my opinion and my thoughts and my updations. I also got a Halloween podcast coming up, Halloween music video coming up, an album coming out. So also keep your eyes looked out for. My Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year. I'll be sending some pictures and videos of the holidays out as well, and all that good stuff. So with that being said, I think that the 14-time World Heavyweight Champion, Hall of Famer, legendary after 25 years, dominating the DX in a DX generation, dominating the Revolution, who's been the COO, made moves just like the game and the player that he is, which makes him the game himself, was the king of NXT, king of the ring, Royal Rumble winner, collaborate with people like John Cena, Randy Orton, The Rock, Hall of Famers and legendaries like that, which makes him a Hall of Fame legendary himself. The game Triple H has been doing an awesome job of both Raw and SmackDown. So this is the game Triple H's 14-time World Heavyweight Championships accomplishments. I remember when Triple H, Batista, Ric Flair, and Randy Orton was so dominant in the Revolution until the Shield beat them at Extreme Rules. And, they kind of broke that up, attacking Randy Orton, and making storylines with each Batista and Triple H and Ric Flair. And this is the game Triple H celebrating with Shane McMahon and China for the World Heavyweight Championship belt. Over Mick Foley. And Stone Cold Steve Austin crowning Triple H the World Heavyweight Champion this time. Got balloons on this. Well, this is a dark match. On disqualification, Triple H is the World Heavyweight Champion with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referees. Because of what Undertaker did. You can take the Undertaker into that. One last ride with the Undertaker if y'all are interested in watching that. DS Generation Triple H on the Legend bio if you're interested in watching that. Eric Bishop game, for the World Heavyweight Championship from Triple H. Actually celebrated it before him and Shawn Michaels had their singles action and battle and fight and stabbing in the back against their friendship that broke apart just like that and won the World Heavyweight Champion belt. Looks like Batista. This is the Revolution with him, with Triple H and Ric Flair, Randy Orton, and Batista for part of the Revolution, crowning him World Heavyweight Champion like they did Randy Orton when he won World Heavyweight Champion before they stabbed him in the back, and then he had their storyline with each and every one of them. And Triple H just like that for the Elimination Chamber Championship belt. Collaborations with Cena and Randy Orton. This is The Undertaker and him. When he came and won the World Heavyweight Championship belt towards WrestleMania, at the Royal Rumble $1 just talking about when no one expected him to come. the 14-time World Heavyweight Champion of Triple H and the Revolution and Triple H. Now, this is DX generation with Triple H before I end this video. I remember when Hornswoggle took them underneath the ring and chased them around. That was hilarious. China being so dominant before Triple H and Shawn Michaels poured green all over those green news all over those idiots. Almost like when Dean Ambrose threw the green news on Seth Rollins and wrote GS Generation backstage, destroying everybody like the Shield. Other Smash Bros. Being champions. Part of the Kiss My Ass call that Mr. McMahon used to make. If you ain't down with that, they got 2 awards for you. Suck yeah. All 3 legend as they are rolling around in the tank. Mocking Mr. McMahon. He almost looks like Shawn Michaels almost looks like Shane McMahon. New Generation. Boxing World Heavyweight Champion, part of the New Generation. Who says you can't help your friends out? If one of you can't win, or both of you can't win, at least one of you can make sure the other one does. And in a way, you both still win. Before it even starts. Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, and the game Triple H. Yeah, the invasion of DX, like Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and all that good stuff. So that will be the end of this Raw versus SmackDown half an hour in this video podcast with Queen Krazy K. Now, make sure go ahead right now. Braun Strowman, bro, rushing them. That was just hilarious. It's like a bowling ball, knocking a couple bowling pins down. Be sure to go ahead, go on Instagram right now, and follow Queen. Be sure to go ahead on Instagram right now, follow Queen Krazy K for updates and things like that, and just in general to support me as I make these videos for you guys, and subscribe to my channel as I give you the updates of what's going on for you guys as well. As that would be Queen Krazy K, my story, my page right here. So go ahead, follow me on Instagram for updates as I give you information. Subscribe to my channel as I make these videos. And Queen Krazy K is out for the day, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you all for joining. I'm out.